What's up, Marwen fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of the Breaker New Waves. This week's chapter 191. So it seems like the inevitable has happened in this chapter, and Elder Kwon has indeed died. Now, this chapter's kind of left with mixed feelings. I am upset. Most people would say you should be upset about this. I am, because Elder Kwon was one of my favorite characters in the series. But I feel kind of more annoyed and irritated that he's dead. I feel like his death could have been avoided, and he was just kind of used as a plot device just to, I'd say make Shi-Woon's character grow and most likely anger him or something like that. And if this does happen, which it might likely be, resent Chun-Woo and most likely sever his relationship, but that's all still, for debate. And I don't know, I feel like his death would have been more dramatic if he was fighting Jae-Gal, because that fight seemed like it had more a justification if he died, because Elder Kwon was already injured after the car bombing, and he pretty much put his life on the line to protect Shi-Woon and make sure Shi-Woon can get past. So he was the distraction, and he was willing to die so that his Geuk-jin could make it up to the mountain to meet Chun-Woo, the person he doesn't particularly like. That would have been much more emotional if, he killed Jae-Gal and ended up succumbing to his wounds and died that way. So this is in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, this chapter was still heartfelt, and his death definitely left a very strong impression. But I just feel like, as I said, in the end his death could have been avoided. He was reckless in my opinion. He shouldn't have attacked Chun-Woo, regardless of what people think. It was a suicide run. We even have Chun-Woo confirmed that the Elder Kwon held back at the last moment. So it's like he pretended to attack, and all he really wanted to do was get hit. So as I said, I'm just kind of annoyed by this. I just wish that there could have been some other resolution or something. If there was going to be a big fight, something else could have kicked it up. But I feel like Elder Kwon just literally threw his life away. And there's going to be a massive effect when this happens. The reactions from the Sun-Woo clan is going to be heartbreaking, particularly Jin-Ie in the aftermath of this. And she was already distraught in this chapter. As we saw, she had to be physically restrained and stopped from going to him. So it makes me wonder how the Sun-Woo clan is going to cope, because this is the second elder to gone, and a grandmaster at that. They are definitely going to suffer from this. So that's another obviously wasted, I'd say, value in terms of Elder Kwon dying. But I will talk about the actual death and everything leading up to it. The color page got me. That was a really well drawn page, and it just kind of symbolized how far Shi-Woon and Elder Kwon's relationship have come. And Elder Kwon remembering Shi-Woon up to this point, when he met him, they were only using him as a puppet. He said, I would never imagine this boy would lead the mirroring world. And it's like, but when I got to know more about him, it's like he had the strongest resolution. He restored his key center after so much suffering and pain to get there. He has an indomitable spirit, and he knows no one in the mirror basically can take him lightly. Because of that, even Ju-San-Sik, another grandmaster, ended up having respect for Shi-Woon because of that. And this is where it definitely confirms he wanted to get Chun-Woo to be separated from Shi-Woon, and if that happens, he can become the greatest person to lead the future of Sun-Woo. So as I said, you can tell it is having the clan's best interest as well as Shi-Woon involved. But as I said, it feels a bit reckless to go about this, because as I feel, I don't think he's trusted Shi-Woon enough to make the right decision. I think he thinks Shi-Woon was just going to be in his master's shadow for the rest of his life and just like overlook any atrocities he would do. But the reactions from people like Ju-San-Sik, I did predict he was going to lose his shit. And when he was like, get me down there now, and it's like Sarah Can's like, we're too far, you can't jump from there, and he's just kicked or hit whatever way, he's knocked the helicopter door and sent it flying and jumping a good distance from the helicopter to the ground. and I just thought this guy is badass. He's one of those typical guys who can't admit his feelings. He's like, don't you die, you old, like, freaking crow or whatever he was saying to Elder Kwon. He's like, the duel we have is still not being settled. And I just love it. Like, when he arrives on the floor, you know, Kang-Sung jumped out with him as well, and he asked him if he's alright, and he's like, there's no problem, but he ended up coughing up blood because from before, and obviously he used a lot of ki, so he basically overdid it. And you know, that just shows you what kind of person he is. He has got good intentions, so to jump out of a helicopter and risk injury just to go to Elder Kwon, gotta respect him for that. Kang-Sung as well was another badass, you know, subduing Jin-Ie with a finger press of acupuncture to the back of her neck to stop her. I freaking love that. It was so slick. And then jumping down himself, despite that he's in a critical condition as well, and he has been confirmed to die too. So for him to jump down, you've got to show these guys some, to give them their dues and respect. They've gone down, and none of the other elders have even thought about going down. They didn't even want to come to that place until they were convinced. And this is what I want to see from, you know, the Murim Alliance, the Murim world in general, and the elders. I want them to show some respect and remorse towards Elder Kwon, because they had no intention of helping out when they could have. This could have probably prevented Elder Kwon's death as well, but they just sat back, complained about it, it's not our problem, and look what happened. The Grand Master has died because of that. So I hope, you know, there's some sort of acknowledgement from that, because as I said, they were complete assholes who refused to get involved. So Chun-Woo himself didn't say much this chapter other than why did Elder Kwon, you know, hold back. But I really want to know what's going on in his mind. We saw quite a few reactions from him, and I'm wondering, is he feeling remorse for this, or does he not care? Is there somewhere in the back of the mind he kind of is feeling guilty? I don't know what to say about his feelings right now, but as I said, when he was watching Shi-Woon, and Shi-Woon is literally in complete grief and distraught over Elder Kwon, there was some sort of reaction from him, so I'm wondering what he's going to say or do next time. But this is where it leads me to believe everyone is calling Shi-Woon a piece of shit protagonist, but forget how much he's grown since the beginning. And I still think that his interaction with Chun-Woo right now wasn't all that it's made up to be. I still think that Shi-Woon had everyone's safety in mind. Remember, Chun-Woo had his hand on the detonator that could blow up not only the not only Seoul City, it would blow up everyone there on Seoul Tower. That would have just been it, and then Kaiser would have been grinning like, yes, my plan worked. So when you think about it, to talk someone down out of blowing it up would have made more sense than, oh, let's attack him, and then, you know, Chun-Woo kicks the crap out of everyone and just boop, blows everyone up. So I feel like he wasn't going to just bow to him and commit to him. I just think he wanted to detonate. He wanted to resolve this peacefully, and this is why, you know, he's so distraught, because Elder Kwon has killed himself over something I believe could have been resolved peacefully. So yeah, that's why I said I'm more annoyed about this chapter. I am upset because I'm definitely going to miss Elder Kwon and his brilliant one-liners and epic entrances and battles, but as I said, it was a wasted life in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to see what will happen next time. I'm not really sure what Shi-Woon will do after this, because it's kind of hard to picture him fighting Chun-Woo, even when he's angry. As I said, Black Origin Threshold might be a possibility, but we'll have to see. A lot of people think he's going to be crying and making excuses. I doubt that. I think he'll feel regret and guilt, but I don't think he's just going to sit there and cry. But I definitely think he's going to do something. He's surprised us before in the past, so let's see what he's going to do now. I'm got some faith in him that he's going to make something happen. If it's Black Origin Threshold, so be it. Maybe that will knock some sense into Chun-Woo, but as I said, I'm going to hold my judgment until next week, and we'll see what happens. But this was a good chapter, very emotional. Elder Kwon's death, as I said, I thought was wasted, but the way he went was, as I said, it was kind of well done in that regard, and I'm gonna miss him. So hopefully he's on his way to see the previous Sun-Woo Gaiju, as he said, his master, and that panel was another panel that was emotional. But as I said, that's it for me. Good chapter, but I'm just annoyed about Elder Kwon's death, so we'll see what happens next time. But you guys know the usual. Let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you guys next week. Take care.